Hey, this is a little bonus end cap onto the Pagan Perspective video that I just did because I'm direct uploading them, and I got a phone call that I really had to answer right at the end. So I've linked my weekly Pagan Perspective video to this, so I have an opportunity in this extra unlisted video on my channel to just kind of cap this off and say I'm sorry that I had to end the video like that. Number one, I was expecting a few calls about tonight. I'm stage managing a couple different shows right now, and we had some people who were not able to show up yesterday to our first rehearsal of the show that I'm just starting, and I was just trying to touch base with them, and it turns out that the people who this was affecting are going through some really tough stuff in their lives right now, so they weren't able to make it. They're not really sure if they're going to be able to make it to the show or not. So I got a call from one of them right at the end, and I really had to pick it up and talk to them, so I had to end the video. But I ended up kind of doing a little bit of priestessing work just then because they wanted to share with me how sorry they were that they're not going to be able to do the show and all of the stuff that's going on in their life. And it was a very, a very specific thing that just came up in their life that they are realizing is something very profoundly life-changing for them, and they are trying to spend some time sort of integrating this new element of their life. And so they have realized that it would be a poor decision to commit to a long-term performance at the theater. And they were all apologies. I'm really honored that I was cast in the show. I was really looking forward to it. You guys are so fun. It's going to be so great. Things like that. But I really have to do this. And this is a young person. And so I just took the time to honor that and to make it very clear to this person that that is important. Being able to realize that you are dealing with something in your life that you need to take care of, and being able to tell me that right now and not 2.5 weeks from now, because I've had people in previous shows wait 3 weeks before deciding that they really can't handle something. So I just really wanted to express to this person how important that is and how much I respect them being able to draw that line for themselves and say, I really should not put anything else on my plate right now until I have integrated this new energy into my life. So yeah, I just really, that felt like priestessing work right there in my daily life. So again, I apologize that I had to end the video so abruptly like that. It really was the end of the time frame that I wanted to spend on the video anyway. I was watching my clock and I only wanted it to be around 10 minutes, and I think it was a little bit over that. But I was getting pretty rambly at that point anyway, so I hope that I made my points. It's just, it all depends, and it's a very interesting subject, certainly, and I will continue thinking about it for sure as I continue developing what happens with me when I receive messages. And I don't claim that anything is prophetic, but then again, I've never had a deity tell me, like, you need to tell everyone that this is gonna happen. Something that I didn't have time to mention in the video was that when I went to witch camp and we all kind of went around, and I'm not gonna give any specifics, of course, honoring the privacy of what we experienced together, but just an overall idea of what was happening. There was an exercise where we all went out onto the land to commune with the spirits of the land and just kind of see what we got. And then we went back, and any messages that we received, we wrote down on big sheets of paper, and then those were shared with the entire camp. And it was really cool to see how sometimes people had different wording for different things, but a lot of the messages were the same. So that's just another example of the same land spirits, or maybe, different individual ones. Different spirits could be saying the same message, but it comes to different people in different ways. Either because it was, this tree versus the tree next door and they talk slightly different, or because I hear things differently than the next fellow camper who was with me. So just examples of things like that. I feel like receiving messages like that is part of my practice, part of my life path. And it's something that I'm learning to listen to more, that I've been doing in the past couple of years. And I guess I consider it inspiration in a way. I consider it messages from the divine. I don't consider it prophetic. So sometimes terminology is just limiting. Sometimes we don't think we're talking about the same thing because we view the words differently, you know. So yeah, that's just, I think, the only extra thing. And if you decided to watch this extra video, thank you very much. You didn't have to. You could just think that I'm very rude and cut people off abruptly at the end of the video because I have something else to do, you know. But I will see you on Pagan Perspective next week, will I? Or is next week subs week? I'm not looking at a calendar right now, but I will see you next time I see you, and I'll see you on my personal channel as well throughout, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Cody, for the subject, and I will see y'all next time. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.